Okay, when we were talking about us and how we started Parker Thatch, I was looking through the pictures and I found this really funny picture of Matt and I. And this is actually in front of our little tiny townhouse, which is the first place we moved into. No, second place we moved into after we started iomoi. And this was our first huge order. This was a huge order for us, right? Remember?
Yep.
From Borders or
Yeah,
Bars? Borders. And it was when bookstores were still in play, and they did a huge card order for like all their stores. And we got the order and we're like, okay, I think we could fill it.
Here, just
So
put it down and I'll get it.
had them made, and this is all the boxes. And the criteria was after we figured out that how to get them all into the boxes with all their rules. The movers, or no, the guys who were going to pick them up said, well, do you have a forklift at your facility? And we were like, facility? At our townhouse? And so we're like, okay. And they're like, the forklifts, they have to be on pallets and they need to be wrapped up. So we were like, okay, pallets?
Like pallets are those wooden things that all the shipments, we didn't know that all the, why would we, that all the shipments come on.
Right. And so we started Googling pallets. Like we thought, oh, maybe we just buy one online. But oh no, the pallets, you have to procure them somehow. So then Matt and I were, like, this is the best story. We had no idea where to find a pallet. So I'm like, well, maybe we just, I don't know.
Had you ever bought a pallet in your life
No.
before?
So we drove down, because we live really close to where all the ports are in Oakland, right? Where they drop off all the stuff. So we're like, well, maybe if we go down there, someone could show us where they sell pallets, because they must have to return them after they, unload the stuff off the docks. So we drive around that area and we're like in this, what year is your Corolla?
91.
91 Toyota Corolla
White
station wagon with
wagon.
no air conditioning. That was
Because it was from Vancouver,
weird.
Canada, where we don't need air conditioning.
And growing up in California, I swear to God, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I have never been in a car without air conditioning, nor will I ever have a car without air conditioning again. So either way, we had a car, which was awesome. So we drove down and we started, I think we pulled up into one of the places and we asked the guy, where do we buy pallets? Does anyone sell
So
pallets?
I think we'd gone up and down the 880 highway, which is the one that goes right by all the Oakland ports, and we'd seen these pallets. We'd seen them stacked high in these yards.
There's no store for them. So then the guy was like, oh yeah, I think he just showed us somebody sells them and they're $30 a piece. And we're like, okay. So we calculate, I think we needed 2 pallets or something, 2 or 3.
Yeah, how many we got in there?
I don't know. I think it was
four
pallets. Well, that's a huge order. So, okay, so mind you,
1,
so
2, 3, 4.
buy the 4 pallets, and I think we strap them onto the top of the car. Totally unsafe, but who cares?
Bungee cords, probably.
We didn't know any better. So then we're driving back with the pallets, and then we load up.
This was with the 4x60 AC.
Which means, I guess, what the definition is, you roll down the windows, and if it gets way too hot, you pop into 7-Eleven, you get an ice pack, and you put it on your head.
So you have your 4 windows rolled down, that's the 4, and then the 60 is 60 miles an hour, 4x60.
Yeah. So it was not very pleasant. So anyway, so we drove with the car, with the pallets on the top, got back, and then I think we then had to, they had all these rules of how things have to be packed. So then we followed the rules, and we put them all onto the pallets.
But I think we didn't even have enough room inside the house. I guess we had enough room at that point at the duplex to put the empty pallets, lean them against the wall.
This is a condo.
Lean them against the wall. But then that had to happen out in our parking spot.
That had to happen the day they were coming to pick it up.
In our parking spot.
We took 2 parking spots.
And then look, we also figured out a way to shrink wrap it.
But we had to shrink. That was part of the rules. We had to wrap them.
That was part of their rule book, right?
So that morning, I think we got up really early and we put them all on the pallets. And then
you look hot too. You're in a sleeveless.
It was really hot. It was not good. And then the best part, I was like, oh, I'm wearing a white tank top. That's what I'm wearing still today. Anyway, so we had them on the thing, and then we wrapped it all up. And then this is the best part. The guy who came to pick them up thought he was going to a facility,
like a business,
like a place of business,
like a loading dock.
Right. And he pulls up and he's like, where am I, first of all? We're
like,
hey!
It's like this homeowners area with all these condos.
He's like, how am I going to get this truck into this thing? Okay, so he's backing it up, and I'm like, okay, we have the stuff in the 2 parking spots. And the guy was like, this is the weirdest thing I think I've ever done in my entire life as a human being.
I think it was one of those trucks where it has like those hang-on forklifts, right?
I don't recall, but
or maybe
it
had a lift gate. So he had one of those like hand trucks where you have to remember we'd go like at Al Michaels.
Oh yeah.
Where he would come out, and so this was like if you don't have a forklift, it's like this little hand forklift where he would like take it out, roll it under one of those like pallets, jack it, and then he had like this.
Look, it still has all the iomoi stickers on it too.
Yeah, and he had like a tailgate on his truck that would be like zzz, and then he would go in.
Yes. So he's like, okay, this is so weird. Where am I? We're like, you're at our house. And he's like,
you're at iomoi headquarters.
I have never done this before. But it worked. I mean, if you think about it, that worked. We took up 2 parking spots, and there were 2 pallets per parking spot. And he had enough space to turn around, and he got his stuff, and he took off. And we're like, awesome. So that was one of our biggest orders ever.
That was a real milestone for us.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing. But I think the lesson of this one is just like, when something comes to you and there's all this resistance, just push through it and you'll figure it out. And be creative. Like, we had honestly no clue where to find a pallet at all.
No.
But we did. We found them, we wrapped them up, and it was a little weird. And, don't be embarrassed. That's the other thing. Because it's just like, whatever. He's going to come to our place, and we'll have to wrap him that morning and get 2 parking spots. And we also timed it so that it would be a time when everybody had left for work, so there would be 2 parking spots in the complex. And then that's how we wrapped it up. So that's our story about this picture. And I really want to share more as we find stuff. But this one was pretty funny. Oh, and my mom found some of the cards that we had.
Let's do another video on that.
That was, it goes with that, because it's
that?
like, where are those cards?
Is that over there?
No. Let me see if I can find them. They might be in here. Pause it for a second. Let's see. I can't find them. If you can pause it for a second, I'll go find it. Yeah. Okay, I think my mom, this is so fortuitous because I found this picture, and then my mom actually came around because she watched the About Us on our thing. And she's like, I found some of the cards that you guys had, and these were literally the cards that went to Barnes & Nobles. So they were little tiny cards, and they were like little goodie packs. They were so cute. And I remember when we did these, I was really obsessed with Neapolitan candy because I loved those 3 colors together at that time. They're still like so cute. Look at that. And there was like a little goodie pack. So this one, I think this was mixed up, but we had goodie packs of like sky blue ones. They always say thank you because I always think that people need a thank you card.
That was totally our bestseller.
Yes.
Goodie pack at that time.
What does this say? Girl's best friend. Like these were some of the cards.
There was a whole Neapolitan collection.
This was one of the homemade cards that we scored with the deodorant stick. And then I just had to show. This is how novice we were. So we thought that, oh my God, this is the cutest box, and we wanted to put our cards in that box. It kind of fell apart, but we didn't know that this is the first. So we were so excited to present this box to all the stores, and somehow they bought into it, but no one realized that when you buy a card, you have to see what's inside. So obviously this is so cute, and in the stores, this is how they were shown.
This was our newbie thing. So we were making the box like a little purse.
Right.
And we thought, oh, that's the greatest idea. But then us as newbie stationery people didn't realize that everybody wanted a clear package because they wanted to see the designs.
We had this little tag and it had the design on it. But of course, like the little tags started falling off so no one could see what they were in the store. So I remember we went into...
Even with the little tag, people wanted to see the actual designs.
But it is such a cute little... Look at how cute
like a purse.
They were. And this is one of the designs that says Merci. I love this one. This one's so pretty. So anyways, so we would go into the stores because we'd be so excited to see our stuff in the stores. But what we would see is the boxes exploded like this with stuff everywhere. And we were like, oh, no. So anyways, we got smart. The next round, we did these cool, clear things so that there was no
so they could just open it. Vinyl wallets. Remember the vinyl guy? That was a whole nother story.
Yes. There's a lot of
That guy was cool.
Where did we get those vinyls?
There was the vinyl guy. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. His name was Vinyl.
Yeah, he was the vinyl guy.
I don't think he's around anymore, but he was
No, but that was his whole thing.
Yeah, he sold vinyls for stationery. So... Yeah. That's our story with the pallets, and this was for Barnes & Nobles. I thought it was really funny.
Borders, yeah.
Or Borders, a bookstore. So, anyways, okay, we'll share more. Bye, guys.